In this video, we're coming up to a traffic circle, and let's just see how this is all going to play out here. There's a few people approaching the traffic circle at the same time, and let's just dissect how the right-of-way works at this. So we're coming up here, and there's quite a bit of confusion at these traffic circles about who should go first, what should we be on the lookout for. And so I think these videos will shed a bit more light. The main thing you need to know as you're approaching this traffic circle is that you have a yield sign facing you. That means you might need to stop. In fact, very often you'll need to yield to someone, okay? And so approaching this intersection, you can see the brake lights are going on. This is good behavior, right? This is not just assuming that it's good to go. Now, this person is yielding to the person that's on the right because they more or less got there at the same time, so that is correct. And then now that this person is in the circle, okay, the person that is approaching from here, even though they're on the right, they need to yield the way to the traffic that's already in the circle, okay? And so now this person is in the circle, and so this person felt that they can enter at the same time, but again, they are taking a bit of a risk here because this person might be planning on turning left. Maybe their turn signal is burnt out, maybe they forgot to signal. So it works out in this case, but they're kind of entering without knowing for certain whether this person is planning on continuing straight or whether they're about to make that turn, okay? And so as we're coming up here, we too need to be thinking, okay, these people that are already in the circle aren't signaling, so they're probably planning on continuing straight over here. But what if one of them is planning on making a left turn here and they've just forgotten to signal? So we need to slow down and be ready to yield prior to proceeding into the traffic circle ourselves, okay? And so going back to this concept of yielding the way to the person on the right, if you both get there at the exact same time, so in this case, what this person is doing is they're listening to what their yield sign is saying, hey, be ready to yield. And the other thing then becomes, well, so I don't have to worry about the person on the left. And that is not quite the case, right? Again, if there's someone already in the circle, right, you need to yield to them. And we also don't know if anyone's going to obey this yield sign here. So if someone's coming in really fast towards this intersection and you have a yield sign, you might need to yield and just see where they're planning on going, okay? So it's almost like you need to be worried about both sides. You need to be worried about whether if you and this person got there at the exact same time, letting this person in. You need to be worried about person that's coming around the traffic circle, right? If anyone's in the circle, they have the right of way. And you also have to be worried about, is there anyone disobeying their yield sign and just coming in really fast? So long story short, this is why when we see the yield signs here, I tell students maximum 10 kilometers an hour. You need to be able to stop if you need to, okay? In fact, a few weeks ago, someone took the test and the examiner gave them a hard time about the fact that you weren't ready to yield if you needed to, right? So it's based on your speed. So if they feel like you're just coming in and you have no ability or no readiness to yield to some potential hazard here, then they can say, no, you're not paying attention to what this yield sign is telling you. So when you see the yield sign, really slow, be ready to stop if you need it, and then proceed when it's safe to do so.